Hey, what's up guys, it's Andre Other Hair bringing you guys another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Drake concert that I went to last week. Let's get into it. So yeah guys, if you didn't know already, Drake, Tory Lanez and their DJ Tiffany Culver is doing the Assassination Vacation tour, in which they're going to tour some countries in Europe. For example, they're going to the UK, they're going to Belgium, and I'm pretty sure they're going to the Netherlands. And they actually did about 7 shows in London, which is crazy. I've never really seen an artist do that before, but I did 7 shows in London. And if you guys don't know already, I'm from the UK, I'm from London, so I managed to get myself a ticket for one of the London shows. So if you guys didn't know, there was a little bit of controversy around this tour because a lot of the ticket prices were very high. I know a lot of tickets were over £100, which is kind of abnormal. I know a lot of tickets were within the price range of £100 and £300, some of them over £200. A lot of the decent seated tickets were over £100, so I know a lot of people spend over £100 for the tickets to go to this tour. And yeah, I just wanted to speak to you guys about my experience at the show. I just want to show you guys some footage from the show, show you guys some footage from the day that I went, and I also want to talk to you guys about whether the show was worth it or not, whether it's worth the money, my opinion on the experience going to O2 Arena and going to the Drake show. And I just want to give you guys a little review whether I thought it was worth it or not, or whether I recommend that you guys would go to a Drake or a Tory Lanez show. Alright, so let's start off with the tickets. I actually managed to get my tickets from Ticketmaster, and as you guys imagine, the tickets were going like really fast because it's a Drake concert and he's one of the biggest rappers, if not the biggest rapper in the world. So the tickets were going really fast. Luckily for me, he had about 7 shows in London, and the most amount of shows he did in any other city was like 1 or 2 shows. So for there to be about 7 shows in London was crazy. I think there was actually originally 6 shows planned, but then they added like an extra show. So I was really lucky in that regard, so I managed to get a ticket to one of the shows. And I got my tickets from Ticketmaster, and the tickets took a while to come. I think there was a bit of a delay with the venue and Ticketmaster and stuff like that. So the tickets actually came a week after the show. So I actually ordered my tickets really late January, early February, and they came a couple of months later. So they came like early April, like a week before the show. So that wasn't necessarily great, but it was okay. I ended up getting my tickets in time. I know some people didn't get theirs, some people got theirs really late, but I think everyone managed to get their tickets in time, so we were good on that front. So let's talk about the actual day, let's talk about the actual show. So on the day of the tour was Tuesday the 9th of April. That's the show that I managed to go to, and we got the schedule for all the performances. So Drake had Back or Not Nice and Tory Lanez open up the show. So they performed from about 7:30 to about 9. So they performed for about an hour and a half, and then I think Tory's set was like an hour and 15 minutes, and Baka, his set was like 15 minutes, and then Drake performed at about 9 o'clock to about 11 o'clock. So I actually tried to get there early. I tried to get there around 7 o'clock, around 6:30, because I had never really been to the O2 Arena before, so I didn't know how the lines were going to be and stuff. So I knew the O2 Arena held about 20,000 people, and I knew about 20,000 people were going. So I wanted to get there a bit early just to try and avoid the long lines and the queues and stuff. So I managed to get to the O2 Arena. I actually ended up getting there about an hour later than I originally planned. I got there about 7:30, and the first thing that I noticed was that there was a lot of people there. As you can imagine, the O2 Arena holds about 20,000 people, and there were pretty much about 20,000 people there. But when we got there, yeah, there was a lot of people, and when we went into the building, there was a lot of people, but I noticed that there weren't really any long lines, which was really weird, because the O2 Arena, props to them, man, they're super organized and they really know how to run an event. So what I noticed when I got there was there was lots of kind of little lines, but there was lots of like little small lines, so there weren't really like 1 or 2 like really long lines. There was just like probably like 10, 15 like really short lines. So I actually got in line. I found where I was supposed to stand in line, because they had like different lines for different ticket holders for different types of tickets and stuff. So I actually got in line. I waited for about 10 minutes, if even that. I had to put my phone and my metals and electronicals in the little machine that you go through, like when you go to an airport. And then that whole process took about 10 minutes, and within 10 minutes we were in the arena, we were in the venue. So my first initial impressions of the show, of the venue, were really good, because I thought there was going to be really long lines, but it wasn't. The O2 Arena, I'm sure they're used to doing shows like this, big shows like this, where everybody turns up, and they were super organized, so we didn't have to wait in line very long. So I was very happy about that. My first impressions were very good. So if you haven't been to the O2 Arena, it's a beautiful arena, it's a really good venue. I think there's like 2 or 3 floors or something like that, and there's these restaurants, these bars, you know, they have like popcorn stands as well where you can get popcorn, and it's just a really nice venue, very clean, you know, toilets and stuff really clean. So again, initial impressions, man, they were very good. I went to the bars. The drinks weren't too expensive either, you know, they weren't too expensive, so we were happy about that. So initially we were really happy when we got to the venue, and yeah, the first impressions were really good, so I was really happy at the beginning of my experience. So when we got in there, we just had to find our seats, and that process was really easy. It was very simple as well, which again was another pleasant surprise, because if you think about an arena that holds 20,000 people, there's over 20,000 seats, so you think it'd probably take forever to find your seats, but it wasn't. So let's talk about the actual show. So we've already established that the arena was really good, very well organized, very clean, very nice. I was very happy with the O2 Arena. So the actual show, Back and Not Nice and Tory Lanez were the 2 artists that opened the show. I think the DJ Tiffany Culver was actually DJing as well. And yeah, so I actually ended up getting there at about 8 o'clock. I think Back and Not Nice was performing Live Up to My Name, I think that's the name of the song, and it was really lit. Everyone was, you know, going crazy and dancing and stuff like that. And then I got in there about 8 o'clock. As soon as he was like finishing performing that song, then Tory Lanez came out, and then I managed to get in there to see Tory Lanez. I'm actually a fan of Tory Lanez, so I actually really wanted to see him as well. So I sat down, and then as for Tory Lanez, man, he was crazy. You know, if you've ever been to a Tory Lanez show, you know he gets really into it. You know, he'll start like crowd surfing and jumping into this, you know, into the fans, and he'll start like climbing on some of the apparatus and stuff like that. So it was really fun. He wasn't climbing on anything though, but he was definitely jumping into, you know, the crowd, and you know, he was like crowd surfing and stuff like that. So it was really fun, really energetic. He was performing some of his big songs like, you know, LUV, Diego, Talk to Me, Say It. He performed his new song Freaky. And he's just playing all of the sickest songs, all of his best songs. And I'm a fan of Tory Lanez, so I was really into it. I was having a good time. My friends were too. So yeah, man, to give a little review on Tory Lanez, he was great. He was very energetic. He's one of those artists who likes to get the crowd involved, likes to bring the energy. He doesn't just like stroll around the stage or anything like that. He likes to jump into the crowd. And you know, get crazy, get energetic, and get the crowd really into it, get them riled up. So he was a great performer. He was great. Back and Not Nice was great. And yeah, I was very happy with Tory and Baka. They really started off the show. They kicked it off on the right note. So after Tory Lanez and Baka Not Nice finished their set, obviously the next person coming up was Drake. But before Drake came on, he actually aired one of the trailers. I think the first trailer for Top Boy, which is a series that, you know, was aired on TV in the UK here a few years ago. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. But it was a series that it was pretty popular when it first came out, but they stopped doing it. I think they only did about 1 or 2 series. So he pretty much aired the trailer for the next series, which is gonna air on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. And obviously Drake, if you don't know already, Drake actually invested some money into the production of the new series for that show. So he actually showed the trailer for that show before he came out. The crowd was going wild. They were going crazy because, again, like, we're already familiar with that show. We haven't seen that show in a while, so we really enjoyed it and we're really excited for it to be back. So
everyone around here thinks they're a big man. They live in this mad world where anyone can get it.
that's how Drake's performance started. It really started with that trailer for the new Top Boy that's coming up in autumn. Then after that, Drake came out. As you can see in the video, he had like the kind of curtains around the stage, and it had like a little kind of holographic pictures of like scorpions and stuff, obviously because of his album Scorpion. And then he came out to the song 8 out of 10. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And yeah, it was crazy, man. The crowd was screaming, as you'd imagine. So yeah, that's the song he came out to, and it was really hyped. The crowd was going crazy. Everyone's really into it. I noticed that everybody that I saw were already like standing up and making sure they were on their feet and dancing and having a good time. It wasn't one of those dead crowds, because I've been to some shows before where the crowd's a bit dead, like they're all sitting around and they're not really getting into it. But this wasn't this Drake show. You know, to be fair to the fans, they were all standing up, they were all on their feet, they're all dancing, they're all having a good time. So yeah, he was just playing a lot of his best songs. You know, a lot of the hits, Start From The Bottom, you know, some songs from If You're Reading This. He did some songs from Views, some songs from Scorpion. He did a couple of older kind of songs. I think he did some songs from the Thank Me Later. And I think he did Over, which is one of my favorite songs from that album. Yeah, so he's playing a lot of his best songs. And then he actually brought out some acts, and I'm sure you guys have probably seen this on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. He likes to bring out certain artists. So on the day that we were there, he brought out an artist, a UK artist called Gets, and he was playing one of his hit songs right now. I think the next artist he brought out was Ross Splash. And if you don't know him, he's an artist in the UK. He's pretty hot right now. He has a song called Gun Lean, which has like a dance move that goes with the song. And he performed that, and the crowd was going crazy, as you guys can see from this clip. And yeah, it was super hype. The crowd were going wild. I think the next person he brought out was Popcorn. So if you don't know who that is, he's a Jamaican artist, really big, and him and Drake are very close, very tight. I think they have a song together, Controller, which you know, the version with Popcorn didn't really make it onto Drake's album Views. But yeah, they're really close, really tight. He's a really big artist, especially in Jamaica and the UK as well. And yeah, the crowd were going crazy. And I think the last artist that he brought out was Giggs. So if you don't know Giggs, he was on Drake's album. He was on KMT on one of Drake's albums, More Life. I'm sure you all heard of it. But he was on the KMT, and he had the second verse, I'm pretty sure. So they brought him out and they performed KMT, and the crowd went crazy, as you guys can see from this clip.
Please make some motherfucking noise for my brother Eagles by the name of
I know he brought out Future in one of his London dates. He brought out J Hus. If you don't know who J Hus is, a very big artist in the UK who was actually in jail and kind of made one of his first like public appearances out of jail at Drake's show. So that was crazy. I didn't manage to see that, I think he also brought J. Cole as well, and I think that was the last show he did in London. So obviously, you know, we didn't really get J. Cole or like Future, but Popcorn and Russ and all those guys were really good, and they had the crowd going crazy. So apart from that, Drake also had like a half-court shot kind of challenge. So they pretty much put like a hologram on the stage that he was performing on, and it kind of had like the outlines and the linings of like a basketball court. They brought somebody on stage, and then he basically had to shoot like a free throw, a 3-pointer, and a half-court shot, pretty much to win like £20,000. Unfortunately, he didn't make any of the shots, but that was really fun too. You guys can see that obviously from this clip here.
Make some noise for him. Somebody's got to get this. That's okay. That's okay. This next one is the one I'm doing.
So yeah, that was pretty much the show. That was everything. And if I had to rate the show, I'd have to give it probably a 10 out of 10. Like, it was a great show. Dre's a great performer. He's not really one of those rappers that kind of just stroll around the stage and they don't really have much energy. He gets the crowd involved. He brings out different acts. He brings surprises. He, you know, the half-court basketball shot thing. He keeps it fresh. He keeps it exciting. He doesn't have us listening to his voice for like 2 hours. He obviously brings out different artists and, you know, just does stuff to get the crowd involved, to switch things up, and to keep the energy in the building. So he's a brilliant performer. Tory Lanez was great, and the show was amazing. I don't know if he's worth the money. I don't think he's worth like £200 or £100, but it's definitely worth going. If you haven't been to a Drake show before, you should definitely go. And if you've never been to a show at the O2, you should definitely go as well. So that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did like the video though, please hit the like button down below and subscribe for more, because I have way more videos like this coming out every single week. If you guys want to purchase any beats from me, you can go to andreother.beatstars.com. And if you guys want, you can follow me on Twitter and you can follow me on Instagram for all the latest updates, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
She's in love. Back in high school, I used to. Now I'm here to happy on the doubles in my hand. I get her the Zach. Don't take all the time left. Like a what? Like a Zach through the fly. Knock for the night. 767, man, this shit got double bedroom. And I still just wanna settle. And I crack the color block. Hey, I'm here to party. I cut the lights. Hey, 1, 2, 3, go! Now no one shall get tried. Look alive, look alive. Niggas came up on this side. Now they on the other side. Oh, man, fuck a dog. We gon' stay. How they ride. I get racks and go outside. And I split it with God. We up on the other side. Niggas acting like a tie. I think on some like July. Niggas acting like I died. They won't be expecting shit when kept on one slide. Cause I tell me, hey, that's what I lie. Hey, look who I'm around. Y'all ready? Okay. Everybody get your motherfucker. I'm a shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man that shit like goes on. Having everything and you screaming so long. You get inside, now you like a lay long. I've been putting that's right. I'll be on the cell phone. Ain't that crazy? And I'm always down, I love it. Say, you know me one day. That's right. One more time, I go. I have powers. Okay, we gotta wake everybody back up, cause they were super competitive when we started this show. So look, right side, you on your own one more time. You gotta represent. Okay. Look. Something wrong with him, got him all bitter. Me too. Hey, can we start off by making some noise for everybody that came out and blessed this stage tonight? Waka Not Nice, Tory Lanez, Tiffany Carver, Getz, Sneak Bo, Popcorn, Russ, and of course the legendary Gigs. Make some noise for all my people that came out tonight. Oh shit. Woo, you got me tired tonight, London. I want you to enjoy these moments because they're few and far between. I cannot fucking wait to see each and every one of y'all next year. I go by the name of Drake. I love y'all. Good night.